Great. Welcome to yet another Schoolboy Rugby Bonanza episode where we always talk Schoolboy Rugby, and once again Schoolboy Rugby. The Noord Suid Tournament have just finished yesterday, and with me also to discuss the Noord Suid Tournament, of course, is Mr. Schoolboy Bonanza. How are you, Louis?
Good. How are you, Steve?
No complaints. It's been an incredible. We were there on Saturday, and we had an amazing time with great interviews, great interviews with the school players, and it was just amazing to see how packed the stadium was. I once made the remark that it was even fuller than Loftus Versfeld was on the same day. It was just incredible.
Yes, and very interesting enough that when the Bulls played, they switched over to the Bulls. Maybe the people wanted to watch, but as we saw, the stadium was almost empty compared what we saw on Saturday, right?
Yeah, it's incredible. It was just a magical day. And today we're going to actually discuss the results. I believe it was an amazing tournament. Yesterday it finished, and there's some incredible results, but we're going to talk about it later. Of course, after the Noord Suid Tournament, we're also going to look at the St. John's Festival that is starting tomorrow.
That's starting tomorrow. Yes, correct. Thursday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Yes.
Right, but first, before we go to that, let's have a look at the Noord Suid Tournament.
Right. So let's go here. Right. So Noord Suid Tournament. And here, this was day one.
Great stuff.
Right. The day one, Transvalia, Strand 38-19, Oosmoed, Huguenote 28-24. Very interesting, very close game.
Yeah, that's a good game.
And then this is a surprising one. So Swartkop and Voortrekker 50-14, because as we know that some of the schools for the one Easter festival pulled out, and they might put in Swartkop. So this might be a very good heads up and give them a good kickstart for their Easter festival.
The thing is, if we look at Swartkop, they've actually been one of the most improved teams the past couple of years. They finished last year 42nd, and that's of course also the reason why they've been invited to the Noord Suid Tournament, is because of the marked improvement. To finish in top 50 in South Africa, as I said, is an incredible performance.
Right. Then Nelspruit, Framesby. This is also a very interesting one. I think this could have gone either way. I think the two of them are more or less on the same level. So it seems that Nelspruit had the overhand on them. So they pulled it through. And then Waterkloof, Diamantveld, not really surprising, I would guess.
No, Waterkloof has always been one of your top teams in Northern Transvaal. They're an absolute top school. And an interesting fact, Jimmy, I believe, Jimmy Stonehouse have actually coached Waterkloof's first team a couple of years back before he started at the Pumas.
Yes.
So that is a very interesting. In fact, that's actually where he made a name for himself. So Waterkloof has always been one of your prestige schools in Pretoria.
Yes.
So a good, solid victory for them.
Definitely. And Drosti and Ige Jansen. This is a bit of a surprise, because Ige Jansen, as we know, is predominantly quite a strong school as well, and they fell short on this one. So very interesting result on this one.
How can I help you today? Yeah, that is incredible. What people need to realize that your gap between the top one and the top two is actually very small, except for maybe for your top five. The depth in South Africa schoolboy rugby is incredible. So at the day, the team that wants it the most can always pull it off. So that is a very good, strong performance for Drosti. I think it's also a team that's well inside the top 100, and to be able to win it with a solid 20 points, very good. Very solid, good, outstanding win.
Now, this one is something to look out for. Otanikwa and Kes. Now, we know Kes has always been in the top 20 for years
Yeah.
and years and years, even when we were at school, right? But
Yes.
now this is probably the fourth or fifth game of Otanikwa, and they've really showed what they can do. As far as I recall, they haven't lost a game as yet this season. So
Incredible.
I could
Absolutely
be wrong.
incredible.
So this is something to look out for. I think they are really making a statement and not
Yes.
quietly. They are really going all guns blazing.
Outenico was actually the new boys, the new kids, as they say, the new kids on the block. They're actually now ranked inside the top 10, according to the latest ranking, especially after a very good, strong, solid North South tournament. They're
Yes.
now currently ranked number 9, which is incredible. Case, of course, we know that they're always a solid top 20 performer.
Yeah.
I think they were
Yes,
at
yes.
once. At one stage, they were 15th in South Africa just before the North South tournament. So for
Mm.
Outeniqua to be 9th, and as good solid start the North South of a 50-17, that is brilliant. And watch out for Outeniqua this year. Watch out for Outeniqua this year.
Huh. Huh. Now look at this one. Garsfontein,
Yeah.
Stellenberg. Now we will get to this a little bit later regarding Stellenberg as well,
Yes.
but look at the scoreline, right?
Incredible. Incredible. Both teams are now inside the top 5, which is a huge surprise compared to last year.
Yeah.
Garsfontein, of course, they're the World Trophy winners. They won the World Trophy last year. But they finished 2025 at 9th. Now, currently, Garsfontein is ranked 5th in South Africa. They jumped up. They were actually also named the team of the tournament at the North South this year. And Stellenberg is the new kids on the block. They now rank 3rd, and there's a huge reason why they now currently rank 3rd. And of course, we're going to look at that reason
Yes,
later in the results.
we will leave that surprise for a bit later in the show, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. But that is incredible.
Yeah. And Paul Boy's Jeppy, I think no real surprise in that one.
No, Paul Boys were always expected to be, although JP is also a strong top 20 performers in South Africa normally.
Yes.
They currently ranked 17th. So they were
Mm,
always expected to on the day to give Paul Boys a good, solid competition. But at the end, Paul Boys, as expected, a good 25 plus victory.
yes. And I mean, don't take anything away from JP. I mean, they gave Affies a very good scare last year.
Oh yes, no. As I said,
So,
JP is in the top 20. They're a regular top 20, and remember, on the day, any of those top 20 teams can actually pull one off over each other.
yeah.
That's just the depth, the incredible depth of schoolboy rugby in South Africa.
And then, interesting about this. Paul
Yeah,
Roos won.
Monument actually gave Paul Rosa a good competition, the SA champions.
Yeah. And very interesting enough, a week ago, they actually didn't play bad against Grey College, although the last 20 minutes or so, Grey College ran away with the game, right? But,
Yes,
and to think about this, last week, Paul Roos had one over on Affies.
yeah,
Monument, look at the scoreline. This is
wow.
very, very good. So I think I could be mistaken, but I think although they've lost against Grey College, they've lost against Paul Roos. But I think Monument is starting to build something. So there might be a surprise or two later in the season.
Oh yes, we have to remember that Monument has always been the number 1 team in Gauteng now for so many years. They are a top class team. They've got top class player, top class coaching. So it's always a team that's always going to be inside the top 20 or just outside the top 20.
Mm,
And on the day that Monument have proven in the past, they've also won the World Trophy.
Yeah.
the Beale Trophy, as we called it, a couple of times. And they can actually, and they've shown it here against Paul Roos, that they can beat any of the top teams on any given day. Of course, Viljoen, that incredible fly off, Mr. Drop Goal, Mr. 60-meter drop goals, plays for Monument. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely a team to be watched. And we still have to remember it's still very early in the season.
Yeah.
So a lot of things is going to happen. A lot of depth and things is going to come through. Injuries is going to happen. So the team that's got the best depth is normally the team that's going to come through the rankings.
Yeah. And while we were at the North South Tournament on Saturday, we were privileged to interview Mr. 60-meter drop goal, right?
Absolutely. If people want to watch that interview, it's on our YouTube channel. Just go to our clips, our shorts, or our videos, and you will actually find the interview we had with the Monash players on our YouTube channel.
Yeah. So, and it was actually a great privilege to actually interview himself and
Very nice guy.
to
Very nice.
see how humble he is, right?
Yeah, we still need to remember he's still 18 years old. He's got his whole career in front of him. So I personally think we need to let him grow, let him go through the ranks. Now mentorship is going to be essential, and to allow him to enjoy his rugby, because right now it's all about enjoyment. Yes, there is pressure. Yes, there is trophy and leagues to compete, but it's now about enjoyment. The senior level is going to come, but allow him to go through the structures. Let him finish his school career. Let him go to the varsity level, even club level, so that he can go gradually through the ranks. And then until he's at I will say at 21, 22, then push him for provincial honors. But don't push him too early.
No, I agree with you on that one. So this is day 2.
That was the day that we went.
Yes, this is the day we went. So we were privileged to some fantastic rugby, right?
Yeah.
From
yes,
from the
amazing
morning
day.
right through to the evening. I have my face burnt like a tomato.
Yeah, I was also burnt.
Of
It was
being,
an incredibly hard day.
yeah. And silly me, I packed in my hat, but I never wore it. I mean, can you believe that?
Yeah, now I
So
wore my hat, but my neck was red at the back. It was plus 30 degrees, and we were there from
the
I
whole
was there
day,
the whole day
the
from
whole
the first
day.
game. We were there, and it's only the last game, but we did, as we said to the viewers, that we didn't watch, but we watched 7 of those 8 games, and I can tell you it was 7 or 8 games. The Affies Oakdale game was also thriller, but it was 8 top class mouth-watering games to watch.
Yeah, yeah. And so just to go through Montana, Westphalia, 31-24,
Yes.
Kempton Park, Klerksdorp. Now, this is an interesting one. These are 2 smaller schools, right?
Yeah.
And actually, I'm very happy they got the chance to participate at the Noord Suid. So they could have shown the people what they're really made of. And
Yeah.
now this is an interesting one. Remember, we watched this game and we
Yes.
spoke to the coach of HTS Middelburg. A very close game, and
I
you,
love that game.
yeah, and I remember you were behind the post, and we went back to the pavilion. Um, and we were caught right in the middle, and this was very funny. On the left, trio, parents. On the right, we had RTS Middelburg.
Yeah.
It was later on, we just sat and we listened, never mind the ref, never mind anyone else. We just listened to the parents and watched the game. It was actually quite a bit of fun. But a very close game. It could have gone, to be very honest, I think Right at the end, I don't know if you would agree with me, right at the end, HTS Middelburg
Yeah.
had a few penalties. They
Yes.
didn't want to kick for post. They wanted to score a try. And
Yeah.
right at the end, they fumbled the ball, right?
Oh yeah. They actually had Freo under pressure for the last 5 to 10 minutes.
Correct.
But Frio's absolute, it was desperate defense by Frio, but incredible defense. They managed to hold them out. And then it was 27-18. And then in the final minute, HTS Middelburg managed to score a consolation try. But
Yeah.
then it was too late.
Yeah.
Frio's defense held off, and
Yeah.
Frio managed to end off victorious 27-25.
And now the next game. As we can see the scoreline 54-43. This was a hugely entertaining game.
Oh,
And
yes.
um, what we could see as well in the beginning, it seemed like Welkom they were struggling a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Fumbles, backline moves that didn't work, silly penalties that they gave away. And Nico Milan, they capitalized very quickly.
Yeah.
But the last few minutes, and when the bench came on, it changed the whole game. So,
Yeah.
and also we must remember that Welkom will be at St. John's College Easter Festival.
Yes.
So look out for them, give them a shot. And
Absolutely.
then, now this was also a mouth-watering game to watch. Wittenberg versus Middelburg High School. Now, again, you were behind the posts.
Yeah.
We went back after all the interviews, we went back to the pavilion. And now, very interesting enough, the coach of Middelburg High School was sitting right behind us.
Yeah.
So we spoke to him, and it was myself, it was Vaughan, and my dad. So we sat, and he was like, so Vaughan asked him some questions, and he said, you know what? I will show you where they lost the game, where then there was a maul, and they tried to maul. He said,
Yeah.
they must get the ball, pass maybe one or two down the back line, and crash, and then set it up from there. He said this over and over and over again in that especially in the second half. They could have taken the game, but they wanted to play an expansive game. And he said, one or two down the line, maybe to the center, fly off center, crash the ball, get the ball, 1, 2, crash the ball, and you work your way forward. He spoke about this the whole second half.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this was actually very interesting to sit and talk to the coach while the game was on, and how he saw the game and what they should have done.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's
So
those it's those basic things and that's those minor small things. That's always the difference between winning and losing.
yeah. So I would have loved to be a fly on the wall with the coaches chat to the team after the game, after what we heard, what he said. So, but nonetheless, very nice chap.
Yeah.
We spoke to him afterwards as well. And then, now this was also a very interesting game.
Yeah,
Durbanville,
Durbanville.
Rustenburg, right?
Yeah, we also had a chat with the coach of
Both
Durbanville at the
coaches.
day.
Remember,
Yeah,
both coaches.
and we also had a chat with some of the first team players of Durbanville.
Correct, correct.
Yeah.
And you know what I found from all especially the players and the coaches as well,
Yeah.
that and especially the ones that came up from Cape Town
Yeah.
coming here, right? everyone out, let's call it everyone outside of Gauteng that came to the North South tournament, where everyone said it was very well organized. The people were friendly, um, and they just love the experience and they want to be part of this tournament going on in the future.
Yes.
Isn't
Yes,
that amazing?
it's amazing tournament, Louis. You have to realize this is an absolute prestige tournament, and
Mm,
it's only your real top schools that has performed in the previous year that actually gets to be invited. Um, you basically have to be inside the top 100 in the rankings to get a opportunity to be invited, and you have to be a top performer. So this was an absolute top class tournament, and I think this tournament can only grow from strength to strength.
yes, because we already spoke about this. The previous tournament had like only 28
Yeah.
teams, but this year they had something like 46 because they invited some of the school's second teams as well.
Yes,
Remember?
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was three fields that they used. They used the A field, the B field, as well as the Harlequin field.
yes, correct, 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 correct. So, um, then Menlo Park, Boland Landbou. This was also a very, very entertaining game.
Yeah.
Um, you know, actually, I think you missed quite a bit of the humor and the action we saw when we went every time after the interviews, we went back to the pavilion. Um, Menlo Park's coaches were sitting with the reserves next to the field.
Mm, yeah, I saw.
I couldn't stop laughing. You could see he was so red in his face and just pointing and showing and on his walkie-talkie. And I'm like, oh my word. And I'm like, are we going to try and have an interview with him or are we going to wait till he has cooled down before we ask for an interview? But um, a very good game. Menlo Park really played well. I think their backline um, really played together as a team, as a backline. And the two wingers of Menlo Park, especially, wow, they've got gas. They've got
Yeah.
gas, a lot of gas. Um, then we come to this. Actually, we knew this was coming in a way.
Yeah.
I felt very sorry for Noord because they had no answer. They had no answer, right?
Yeah, they were actually ranked inside the top 20 before this match.
Mm.
And that was according to last year, and they actually dropped back from 15 from the, top 20 now to 43rd in South Africa.
Oh,
So it just shows you how small the gap is. And yeah, it was a strong. Paul Gim was absolutely dominant, but we expected you. We must always remember that Paul Gim is now currently ranked second in South Africa, and they're always one of your top three teams, top five to top three teams in South Africa.
right. Um, but take nothing away from that game. Paul Gim really played very well.
Yes,
You could see the forwards and the backs work very well together. And also, this was when they started to use the yellow ball because of the lights. So that was also very nice to see. It's very different to see this yellow ball instead of the white ball they use usually. And then we come to this one. Grey College, Help Makar.
yeah,
From kickoff, Grey College made a statement. Magetsi, as I said to you, that fullback is something special. And we were able to see him in real life, to see how good he really is. And
yeah, incredible.
He scored 2 tries within quick succession, and everyone thought it was going to be game over for Helpmekaar, right?
Yeah,
Everyone.
was actually awarded the Player of the Tournament award again of the best backline player of the tournament for this year. It was the
Mm,
second time in a row that he won it. Huge talent, someone to look. And as I said at the start of the game and at halftime, it's all going to be of how long can Helpmekaar be competitive against Great College before
mm.
the depth of Great College will take over. And Great College, Helpmekaar at one stage were in the lead. And
Yes.
then at halftime, they were only behind by 12 points. 20,
Yeah,
I think it was
correct.
26-14. And
Correct.
then second gear, Great College just went up to a higher gear. And then you could see the difference between a good, just outside top 10 team, because Helpmekaar are ranked 11th Africa, and a top class, world class team that's consistently ranked inside top 10 in the world and consistently ranked inside the top three in South Africa. To be honest, Great College, I believe, if I look at the latest rankings, they are ranked fourth in South Africa.
Mm,
So yeah, strong 51-19. And then of course
mm.
your final game, Affies against Oakdale, the Giant Slayers of last year, Louis.
Yes, and we watched more or less most of the first half when the score was still even at 7-7. So,
Yeah,
and to be very honest with you, as everyone knows on the show by now, I'm an Afis man. My heart almost wanted to sink when when by the time we left and it was 7-7. Um, and we came back home, as you know, and the very first thing I did Sunday morning was to look at the highlights of this game. And all I'm worried about, okay, will the Giant Slayers keep their reputation or will they fall?
yeah,
And from the highlights from after we left, what a phenomenal game. And
yeah.
Afis did not give them any chance whatsoever.
Yeah, it's amazing. Affies are now currently ranked eighth in South Africa. They've
Mm.
dropped back from last year. They finished the year on fifth.
Yeah.
So they dropped back from fifth to eighth. And Oakdale was ranked sixth last year. They currently ranked 13th. So still nothing to choose between the two teams. But I think it's a good result to finish off day two. And of course,
Yeah.
we also would like to give our moments of respect for the Affies pupil, Afi's 18-year-old boy that passed away during the weekend or during the week. So our condolences to the community as well as to the school, and may he
And
rest in
family
peace.
and friends. Yes. Um, yes, to lose your life at such a young age, it's something no one wants or can expect. So our condolences, and um, we think of you and the family and friends. Just stay strong. You will get through this. And remember, the Schoolboy Rugby community is with you.
Absolutely.
Right. Now, this is also very interesting. Some of your in more some of your second teams as well. Um, Very interesting. United
Yeah,
Volume 23-21. Nothing much to give on that one. Usmoot Strand 33-18. Now, this is an interesting one. And I'm very sorry I didn't watch this game. Care's second team versus Marley's 58. So, Framesby, Yehia Jansen. Now, another interesting result, right?
yeah. That's a very competitive game,
Yeah,
and Frames ending off victorious. And that's what I liked most of your game. The majority of games was very competitive,
yeah.
really, with nothing to choose between the teams, and that's why I'm saying the depth in South African schoolboy rugby is incredible.
Mm,
Absolutely amazing. Now, Spray, that's a strong performance against Voortrekker, 42-22.
yes, yes.
And then, of course, this is interesting. Waterkloof versus Outeniqua. Two top teams. Both of them are in the top 20. And Waterkloof and Outeniqua, a solid, as I say in chess, stalemate, 24 all.
Yeah, 24 all. So that's an interesting result, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I know. Outeniqua, of course, we know they're ninth in South Africa. So, and as we said, Waterkloof on the day, a prestige school, they can beat, like Monash, they can beat any team on the day.
Yeah.
So that is a very strong one. And then, of course, JP, 34-28 victorious against the Mantveld.
Yeah. So it shows that Diamantfeld really brought the game to them. So very, and I think they don't have to feel sad that they lost because
No,
JP is one of your top schools.
yeah.
So good result. I think take nothing away from either team. And then Monument, Drosti. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
75-41.
That's a huge
So,
scoring game. That
yeah,
must have been an amazing game of running rugby.
yeah.
If I was in charge of the match of that day, I would have struggled because that's almost a try every minute, Louis. That is just incredible running rugby.
Yeah.
Um,
And I mean,
Absolutely amazing.
if you look at the score and if you add that up, I mean, it's almost 120 points that was
Yeah.
scored in 70 minutes. So it's more than a point, almost more than a point a minute.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
Almost double. It's incredible. But Monash, as I said, is one of your giants of Gauteng rugby, Gauteng
mm,
Lions rugby. And
mm,
as we said, they can beat any team. And once again, they show it, um, being victorious 75-41 against Dorsten.
yeah.
Well, Ruiz, that's interesting result against Pretoria boys. Really a convincing victory for our SA champs against a school that's just outside the top 50, 45-14. And of course, Pretoria
Mm,
boys are Affie's biggest derby.
yes, 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 yes. And if you look at the scoreline, uh, when they beat Affis last week, they also scored 45, 48 points. Now, this
Absolutely.
one, they also scored 45 points. So, very interesting that the two big Pretoria schools, they scored the same amount of points against them. So,
Absolutely.
very, very interesting result on that one.
This is an interesting result. Garsfontein,
Mm.
Vaal Trophy champions, 31-28, victorious against Paul Boys. I believe that finished second in South Africa last year.
Now,
Outstanding. What a performance. And that's why, hence the reason why Garsfontein was named the team of the tournament.
yeah. Now, this is a very interesting result. And it shows you they are really making a statement, right?
Oh yeah, watch for them in the Vaal Trophy.
Yeah.
They must be the overwhelming favorites to
Yeah.
win the Vaal Trophy again this year.
Yeah.
And as I said, they are now ranked fifth in South Africa,
Yeah.
where Paul Boys High have now dropped down to sixth in South Africa because of that
Yeah.
defeat.
Yeah. And you see, again, it's not a huge defeat, but because
No.
they were defeated, they moved down the
Oh
rankings.
yeah.
So it just shows you how much is really at stake between
Yeah.
winning and losing, and by which or what margin, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Outstanding.
also, very interesting about Garsfontein, they had the ex headmaster on Talks and Chops, and they spoke
Wow.
to him because it seems Garsfontein is really busy making a statement across the board. And it seems he put a lot of systems in place. And now, even now that he's retired, these systems still carry on. And it seems they don't want to deviate from these systems. But it's reaping the rewards, isn't it?
It's brilliant. Garsfontein is a young school. They were
Yeah.
established in 1988, and it's incredible to see the strides they are making against
Mm.
many schools that's even older than 100 years.
Yeah.
If you think of the Paul's teams as almost 160 years old, Office established in 1920.
Yeah.
Even Grey College is also an old school, and for
Yeah.
a team that's not even 40 years old to already talk with the big guns, it shows you the strides and the development and the effort and the work that has been put into Garsfontein School, as well as the sport programs.
Yeah. No, definitely. Right. So this is basically a wrap for the North South tournament. And then we will shift our focus, especially to the St. John's Festival, purely because we are going to be there, right? On the
Just
Saturday.
a quick correction. I don't think we've got the results of day 4 for the Noord Suid Tournament because, of course, there was that huge win for Stellenberg. They
Yes.
managed to win. Was it the defending? Was it Paul Roos? No, it was
No,
Grey College.
college.
Stellenberg managed to win Grey College in a huge upset. Unfortunately, before we went online, of course, we couldn't get the results. But Stellenberg absolutely came to the party by a huge win, and they must be the school to watch for 2026. They've now beaten Grey College, and they've also beaten one of the Paul schools team. And the latest ranking actually also indicates that Stellenberg are ranked 3rd in South Africa, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Sure. So, do you think they will be the next giant slayers?
While Stellenberg must be at this stage a huge favorite and a huge contender to run and walk away with the title, maybe the title to be South Africa's now top team. Look out for them in 2026. If I was Paul Roos and Paul Gim, I will definitely look over my shoulders every time I need to face them.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Right. So, St. John's Easter Festival.
Yes.
Starting tomorrow on Thursday, Saturday, and then Monday. So, these are the games for Thursday. So, Grey College second team. Let me move this out of the way. So, Hoërskool Randburg. Wait, there we go. Noordjewel second team. So I think this is going to be an interesting one, as we know that Grey College's second team is nicknamed the Cherries, right? So that's going to be an interesting one. Then they've got as they always do, a Golden Lions Invitational 15 versus Welkom Gim. I think that's going to be a close game. I think that's going to be a very close game. Then St. Albans College versus, our friends from Australia, Naji College. This is going to be a mouth-watering game.
Yeah, we actually had an interview with Naji College's coach, and it's amazing. This is their second team, by the way, that's starting off the tournament.
Yes.
So St. Albans also a team. I will give you the rankings also, but they also got a top 80 rankings of Africa, currently ranked 71st.
Oh wow!
So that is very interesting. For the sake of time, I think we're just quickly going to go through it.
Yeah.
St. Benedict's College is playing against Graham College. Graham College we also had an interview with Graham College's coach Louis at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Also one of your top teams in the Eastern Cape. Kingswood College against Davids. Hoërskool Monument will play against Westlake. We also had an interview with Westlake's coach.
Yes.
It's actually an old Safa. He comes from South Africa.
And
so that was a very, very nice interview we had with him.
They are looking forward to all the games they are going to have at St. John's. So this is going to be very interesting. You've got Monash, that's a South African team. You've got Westlake, that's a New Zealand team, but the coach is South African. So how do you
Brilliant, yeah. And then St. Joseph Nachi's first team are kicking off their tournament, as well as Great College, and that is going to be a mouth-watering. And one needs to remember that St. Joseph Nachi College, it's actually ranked inside the top 20 in world schools. They're one of the top 20 best schools in the world, which is incredible. And they're also the #1 school in Queensland, in the Queensland League. Yes. So it's not a Baluka team, as they say in Afrikaans. It's a team that is a world-class team, world-class coaching against South Africa's probably one of the greatest schoolboy schools in the history of rugby. A team, Great College, as I've said so many times, it's got an overall winning record of 91% in history. So that is going to be an incredible game to see how strong Nachi College truly is against one of your best schools in the world. Great College has been as high as in the top 3 in world schools. So that's going to be incredible. Then it's, of course, under 13 action, St. John's Preparatory School against the Rich. Hilton College against Nelspruit. As we all know, Hilton College is also a team that's one of the top teams in Natal. And then Bishops, also a very strong team, will finish today against the host, yes, St. John's College. And that will be day 1.
And then this is the Saturday.
Right. St. David's will take on Hoërskool Randburg in the opening game. Hoërskool Randburg, of course, are just ranked outside the top 100. The last time I've checked, they were 117th. But we are all Rankies, so we will be watching that game with very interest. And we all know that Hoërskool Randburg in the past have been as high as former Beale Trophy winners. We're talking now about the 90s. And they actually have won the Beale Trophy. So we all know the potential, the history of Randburg. It's a proud school. They've got players and they've got talent. And we also had an interview with the coach of Hoërskool Randburg, and he also said that Hoërskool Randburg is going to give a couple of surprises in this year, and we need to watch out. And of course, the coach of Hoërskool Randburg, Pasi, is also involved at the Craven Week with selection.
Yes.
So it's a top-class coach, so watch out for them.
Yeah.
St. Joseph Nachi College, the second team, will take on St. Benedict's first team. Nelspruit then will take on St. Albans College. At 1 o'clock, Monument, as we all know, we've spoken about them, they will take on Kingswood. 2:10, St. John's College, the host will take on the Golden Lions Invitational team, which that's also going to be a very interesting game to have a look at. And then Graham College against Bishop. At 4:30.
That's going to be a good game.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's going to be a very good game.
The Giants of one of your top teams in Eastern Cape against one of your top schools in Western Cape. Absolutely. St. John's Prep School, that's under 13 action versus Clifton. It's great to see them also here.
Yes.
Belcom Gym, we've spoken that suffered a bit of, that had a good victory in the Noord Suid Tournament. They against Nico Milan, they will take on Westlake. So that's going to be a tough game for them, but a huge exposure for them.
Yes.
And then, of course, to finish day 2, Hilton College will take on St. Joseph Nachi College, the first team.
That's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is the last day.
Wow, we're starting off with under 13 rugby. Pretoria Preparatory School versus Clifton Nottingham Road. That is great. As we saw, it's barefoot rugby. I love under 13 rugby. It takes me back to my days when I played for my first team, under 13, for Greyling in the Cape. But anyways, moving on. St. Stadians under 13 team versus Dale Junior. Then it's a bit of under 16 rugby, Queen's College versus Hoërskool Noordheuwel.
That's going to be a good game as well, I think.
Absolutely. 12 o'clock, it's the King Edwards second team against the Lions under 16 team. That is a very nice game. More under 13 rugby, St. David's against St. Benedict's. Then 2 o'clock, so under 16 action, St. John's versus Hoërskool Randburg. 3 o'clock, more under 13 rugby, St. Peter's Boys versus Western Province Prep School. And then, is that the last game of the tournament, Louis? Westlake Boys?
Yes, this is the final game of the tournament at 4 o'clock, yes.
Westlake will be taking on Hoërskool Randburgs, our
Mm.
alma maters.
Mm. Ouch. That's going to be a good game because, as we heard from Nudgee College as well as Westlake, they are bringing almost like 35 players. So
Yeah,
basically, two teams, because from what we heard during our interviews with both coaches, that they want to try and sort out their first team and second team because they actually start a little bit later in the year. So this is a bit of a curveball for them, but they said they will make it work. So this is going to be very interesting to see. I think what they will do during the course of this tournament, they're going to throw different combinations to see which will work, which won't work, and then select it from there, I think.
absolutely. That is
Yeah.
that is going to be an incredible Easter festival. Of course, it's the one of 5 Easter festival. Of course, we've spoken about the 3 other ones: the St. Stadions, the Kirsty, as well as the Case. And now we've
Yes.
spoken about St. John's. Another one I quickly want to talk about, just for 2 minutes, is the Pretoria Boys High Easter Festival. They've got 10 teams. Pretoria Boys High, of course, the host, they rank 35th. Office will be there. Outstanding. They rank 8th, so it's great to see them there. Grey High School from the Eastern Cape will also be there. They rank 15th.
Oh, wow.
Maritzburg College, ranked 19th, will also be there. Michael House, ranked 16th, will also be there. It's incredible the teams that's going to be there, yeah. Selborne College, ranked 41st, will also be there. Sachs, 28th. JP, ranked 17th. Rondebosch High, ranked 11th. And then, of course, the last team is Parktown Boys High, that's ranked 64th. And it's just incredible over Easter weekend, the mouth-watering festivals that's going to take place. We are talking about 5 jam-packed Easter festival that's going to be taking place at Easter. So if you're in the area, whether you're at Pretoria Boys High, St. John's, St. Stadions, Case, or in Natal, at the Case, close by to the Case Festival, please make your way there. The Kirsty Festival, sorry, yeah, the Kirsty Festival. Please make your way to the field. It's well worth the money. I believe I think tickets is going to be between 65 and 100 rand. It's for the day. It's absolutely nothing compared to the top class rugby that you're going to be experiencing there.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it just shows you how healthy schoolboy rugby is within South Africa.
Absolutely. Absolutely. To finish off, the top 10 have come out for South Africa's schoolboy ranking under 19th. Paul Roos, Gim, the defending champions, the defending SA champions are still ranked number 1. Paul Gim, ranked number 2. Stellenberg, the latest Giant Slayers, are ranked 3rd. That is incredible. Great College, ranked 4th. They also finished last year on 4th. Garsfontein they were ranked 9th last year. They now have moved up 4 places to 5th. Paul Boys High have dropped down 4 places from 2nd to 6th. Durban, also a team that finished inside top 10 last year. They are 7th. Office, that is a surprise. They have dropped a bit from 5th to 8th. Outeniqua, also a team that is that was in top 20 last year, have moved up to 9th. And then, of course, Hilton were also in the top 10. I think they were 8th last year. They are ranked 10th. Interesting, the Giant Slayers of last year that were ranked 6th are now ranked 13th currently.
Oh, dear. So, who do you think will be the new Giant Slayers for 2026, Steve?
Well, Stellenberg, most definitely, I will say.
All right.
It's absolutely, they've had a great start.
I will put my money on that one as well.
Absolutely, they've already beaten 2 of the top teams in South Africa with great performances. But I think the season is still young. Some incredible rugby that we can still look forward to.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
And that concludes today's episode. Thank you so much once again. We would, as always, we would like to thank our members. We have, Louis, I believe we are almost at 550 members on our Facebook community, which is absolutely incredible, the growth.
Yes.
of our group.
And I just want to say thank you as well to our members on the group that they've stuck with us through this journey so far. And it's growing on a daily basis. And it's just wonderful to see everyone coming together. And this is something I think we never imagined that would ever happen, right?
It's amazing. It's amazing. Without our members, we won't have a community. If you're
Mm.
on our Facebook, but you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Of course, Schoolboy Rugby Bonanza. Our Facebook group's name is Global Rugby Bonanza. Since we are starting to focus on global school rugby bonanza, as we are starting to focus on school rugby globally,
Mm.
boys and girls. Of course, on our talk show, we are still focusing predominantly on South
Yes.
African schoolboy rugby, but what's the space? More is yet to come.
Yes.
We would like to also thank our team. We've got an incredible team working behind the scene for us, all still volunteers. Of course, the founder of Schoolboy Bonanza, Mr. Schoolboy Bonanza, Louis van Kopenhagen, thank you so much. As well as to his beloved wife, Sarah van Kopenhagen, that's working incredibly hard behind the scene with our online magazine. Without her, the layout of the magazine wouldn't have been possible.
True.
Also, a special word of thanks to our legendary journalist, Mr. Arnoon. Thank you so much. Old school, but effective, as I always say. Then I would also like to thank our scout, Von. He has been absolutely incredible on the Noord Suid Tournament, organizing interviews for us with the players, with the coaches.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again to Von. And then also to our cameraman, Mr. Brian Dudley. He was our cameraman also on the day. He was absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
And then we would like to also thank our other admin on our team, or one of our other leaders on the team, Elaine Hogan from Ireland, who is really fiercely working behind the scene to promote Schoolboy Bonanza at Ireland, and also to promote schoolboy rugby in Ireland for us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to our team, to everyone. We don't want to leave out any people, but to everyone that's helping us, that's supporting us. Thank you so much. Without you, none of this will be possible. Schoolboy Rugby is alive and well. And I would like to finish off with once again inviting you to be part. Of course, our team will be at the St. John's Festival on this Saturday.
Yes.
Louis will be presenting it. Unfortunately, I won't be there, but I will be in the studio covering the match threads. Yes. But Louis and Vaughan, our scout and cameraman, will be there to promote Schoolboy Rugby once again.
You will be with us in spirit, Steve. That's perfect.
Absolutely. So please keep an eye for us for exciting interviews, exciting updates, exciting snippets, as Louis and Vaughan will bring you all the action of the St. John. And also, please stay tuned and keep an eye out for the match threads, which of course I will be bringing for you guys.
Yes.
Thank you so much once again for another jam-packed episode. Of course, on Monday, Easter Monday, we will have a special interview with the coach of Hoërskool Burger, one of the exciting new small schools that's also going to be involved in Gauteng rugby. So please, it was an amazing interview. So please keep an eye out for that episode 15. From our side, thank you so much for joining us again. Thank you so much, Mr. Schoolboy Bonanza.
Thank you, Steve. It's always a pleasure to be with you. It's lovely to hear what your thoughts are. And yes, we will miss you at the St. John's Festival, but we know you are there in spirit.
Absolutely. From our side, it's a very well and a very nice goodbye.
Goodbye.